UFC 305 is now done, and Dricus Du Plessis gets the job done as he submits Israel Adesanya in the fourth round. We're going to be hitting on just kind of the main stories for the main event here. Later on today, there's going to be a full main card recap of UFC 304. Sorry, UFC 305 with all the different fight breakdowns and stuff like that. But for just the kind of flagship show here, we're just going to focus on kind of the big stories coming out of it. And that is Dricus Du Plessis. Yes, it's unorthodox at times, but it can be effective. I had him down on my scorecard going into the fourth round. He came out with a big punch, a takedown, and a choke, closes the show. And so it is effective. It's not pretty, but it's not what it was 10, 15 years ago, where you would have like, oh, you don't know what angle it's coming from. And it's just like, it's all awkward. It's not the most fluid, and you're probably not teaching the Dricus Du Plessis fighting style, at gyms across North America and the world. But there is a surprising amount of technique in it as well. It's very, very strange. But it's tough to deal with because there is power that comes with it. And like I said, there's a bit of technique. Like he'll charge in and he's just like Homer, where if I hit you, it's not my fault. And then he'll stop and he'll hit the most technical fucking two-punch combo up the middle that you've seen, and it'll rock him. And he'll put that pressure on, but he'll do it in a way that'll open up an opportunity, and he'll drill you with a left, and he'll pounce immediately and just get the choke. The takedowns are weird. Yes, I will grant you that, where they basically just look like a pro wrestling flying crossbody block. But it still works. And now it's 3 straight wins against 3 former champions in Robert Whittaker, Sean Strickland, and now Israel Adesanya. So you can say all the technique stuff you want. This is a great run. And he is very deserving of holding that championship at 185 pounds. And so I think now what's next for both is really interesting. DDP calling for a super fight with Alex Pereira. I'd rather see Pereira move up in heavyweight than fight the 185-pound champion. But there isn't really that obvious next intriguing contender at 185 pounds. And I don't think you can go immediate rematch for Izzy because he's now lost 3 of his last 4. So what could be next for these guys? It will probably be just like a challenger that feels a bit like a mandatory for Dricus Du Plessis. And for Israel Adesanya, like 205 doesn't seem like an option after he kind of got bullied around by Jan Blachowicz. The fight to make at 205 would be a bout with Alex Pereira, but you've lost 3 of 4. It's tough to now shoehorn you into a title fight in a division where you are 0-1 in. So there isn't really an obvious thing. The thing with him though is that he's still very good. And look, I had him winning that fight right up until he wasn't. So he's not cooked or anything. It's just I don't know where you go from here with him. Like there is a rematch you could do with Du Plessis. Quite frankly, there's a rematch you could do with Sean Strickland as well, and try to work Izzy up that way. But like this, I know the UFC doesn't do tune-up fights, but this is the case for the UFC doing tune-up fights. And I understand it is weird to suggest like basically a pro wrestling squash match where it's real and you are now inflicting a great amount of punishment on another human being to get another guy back to where they want. But they do it in boxing all the time. And it's also like it's a tremendous opportunity for someone not in the top 15 in middleweight. Like just give Izzy someone, I don't want to say like off the contender series or whatever, but give Izzy like a top 30 fight, put it on ABC as like a fight night card, and just in a let's get this guy right and get him back on track sort of a way, and then you continue to build up a star. The UFC has never done it, and I don't hate that they don't do it. I just think there are some times where it maybe makes some sense, where you have like a situation here with Izzy where he has lost 3 of his last 4. And you just kind of you don't want to keep feeding him to the wolves and have it seem like it's over. So go out, give him maybe a bit more of a softer landing spot, and either A, he's cooked and he loses to that guy, and now all of a sudden you've created another star out of that, or you have an opportunity now to continue to build Izzy's career that way. So that's just, I think there is a bit of a case for sometimes the Ultimate Fighting Championship going the tune-up route. So we'll see. Like I said, we're going to have a full UFC 305 main card breakdown coming out a little bit later on today. And we are also, throughout the week, going to have some more post UFC 305 coverage. Going to be looking at pound for pound rankings. I'm going to debut a new UFC segment coming up probably on Thursday here. And then Friday, we're going to look at the fights to make for all the key fighters coming off of UFC 305.